I would like to share some trends with you. Last year was the warmest year in history. The 80 richest individuals in the world owns as much as the 3 billion poorest. Migration, conflict, and weak institutions create increased stress on countries and societies, and at the same time, people demand access to decent work, better healthcare, and social safety nets. These examples of trends represents 3 dimensions of sustainable development: environmental, economic, and social sustainability. And also maybe the rationale behind why it's so important to understand that things are interlinked and need to be worked on in one agenda. So, in September, hopefully, the Millennium Development Goals will be succeeded by 17 new goals. Comprehensive, maybe even a lot of conflicts, not so easy to communicate. Thank you, EAT, for being so good at communication. We will need that. But if we take this seriously, or when we take this seriously, we know that this agenda will influence laws, policies, and practices all over the world, and has really the potential of being a game changer for global development if we take them seriously. The second goal out of the 17 of the suggested is about ending hunger, achieving food security, improving nutrition, and promoting sustainable agriculture. Many of the other goals are very linked to these issues. As we speak, 1 billion human beings do not have access to enough food and nutrition. Production of food has to increase and be done in a much more wisely in order to give everyone food on their plates. And as we know today, we need to do that with higher levels, without higher levels of emissions, with less use of dangerous chemicals and antibiotics. Improved agriculture can secure access to food and contribute to new jobs, higher incomes, and general economic development, a sustainable agenda. And the things that I and many of us in this room do, development work, has tried to facilitate this for long. We have played a role to assure farmers access to land, assured farmers access to water and forests through improved democratic institutions and processes. Aid has also facilitated access to markets, not the least with new ICT development. We have invested in infrastructure, in education, in empowering female or women farmers. We have improved trade agreements, tax reforms, and much more. The new agenda contains all of this. But aid can only be a small part of the solution. It is clear that we need to be many courageous leaders out there to implement this agenda. Because as new markets evolve, the financial flows show new patterns. To meet the new world and the new reality, we need to think big, and the new SDG agenda will be our beacon to which we guide our strategies. And on a political level, the goals create a momentum for increased policy coherence. Maybe not common decision-making, but a potential for policy coherence. And aid, or official development assistance that I do and others, is very important, one of the important sources for financing this agenda. But we need to build on existing financial flows beside ODA. Direct investments, institutional capital, remittances, all of those financial flows that are so much bigger than official development assistance today. We need to understand how we can work together, how we can fund and share risk and catalyze other financial flows and other actors towards this common agenda. It is encouraging to see that there are so many partnerships taking place and increasing numbers of initiatives with academia, with CSOs, and partnerships with companies like H&M, Ericsson, Unilever, Tetra Pak, and others. It is an inspiration. And it is the case that we together can lead the change that will eradicate poverty. It's not about one leader, it's about all of us thinking through how can I be part of leading the change to eradicate poverty? We have one planet, and we all have the right to a good life. The new SDG agenda, the 17 goals, can be the answer to our common quest if used in a wise way. So regardless if the agenda is too comprehensive, too hard to communicate, please take some time to understand them and understand the importance of action, co-creation, and leadership. And think out of the box, find a new partner, don't work in isolation. We will be there leading with you. Thank you very much.